proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
School bells will be ringing tomorrow in the Western Wayne School District in Wayne County. The teachers staged what they call a selective strike this morning, canceling the first day of class. The school administration will hold an executive session tonight to talk over the selective strike issue and how it relates to extracurricular activities. Again, there will be school tomorrow in the Western Wayne School District. School officials at the Pleasant Valley School District say things are returning to normal. The Monroe County School District has been receiving a lot of media attention because of a youngster with the AIDS virus starting first grade this past week. Some parents are still keeping their children out of school, choosing to teach their children at home. Newswatch 16's Valerie Devine visited one of those families today.
Day 2 of classes for Jimmy and C.J. Musella of Kunkletown, a first grade and kindergarten student learning how to read with all the comforts of home.
So then Coco the bear put his apron away.
Jim Musella and his wife Liz have transformed their basement into a classroom for their sons. There are posters and books, even a chalkboard with the boys' names on it hung in the corner. Jim Musella says they're waiting for the school district to give them a curriculum to teach and test from, but until then, things are going well with what material they have collected.
I mean, there are only one's in kindergarten, one's in first grade. I mean, it's not like you're taking out a math book and a science it's the alphabets, the numbers, the clocks.
For Jimmy and CJ, learning at home so far hasn't been much different than learning in a regular classroom. Besides class time, there is also playtime and lunchtime. And so far, the boys seem to be taking their new school in stride.
My mom don't want me to go to school. My dad don't want me to go to school, so I have to. My dad has to tell me what to do when I stay at home.
Jimmy Musella admits he misses his friends in school, but he and his brother say they like being taught together by their parents. The question is, how long can this special arrangement last?
In the long run, I don't know. I really don't know. But hopefully, maybe that time, maybe the laws may be changed by then. I don't know.
Until then, Musella says he'll just keep taking each class one day at a time. Valerie Devine, Newswatch 16, Kunkletown.
The state is starting its Christmas shopping, and a favorite children's TV show host is going to the Soviet Union. These are some of the stories in tonight's Pennsylvania in a Minute. The Environmental Protection Agency wants to reject our state's plan to control air pollution. The EPA says it is not satisfied with Pennsylvania's progress in curbing ozone problems, especially from auto emissions in the Philadelphia area. The state is already doing its Christmas shopping, by the way. The State General Services Department is looking for 4 Christmas trees to be used in state displays this December. And now we'll show you the rest of the stories in our state. A state lawmaker from the Philadelphia area is proposing several bills to stabilize auto insurance rates in Pennsylvania. The bills would also crack down on motorists who drive without insurance. And children's TV personality Fred Rogers will be leaving for Moscow this Sunday. He's changing places with a children's TV host in the Soviet Union. And that is Pennsylvania in a Minute. With the Weather Watch next with our chief meteorologist Tom Clark. And finally, although I don't know if it's out there now, we did see some sunshine today, Tom.
Much of the state did, Nolan, today, but another weekend is approaching, and wouldn't you know it, more rain creeping back into the forecast. Yeah, hey, that sounds about right. Now, when we come back, I'll be telling you when that rain should get here. Now, you're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV. We're proud to serve Drifton and all of Luzerne County.
Hills is a place for kids.
And babies, too.
Hills has a big event going on to prove Hills does more for babies. Check out Teddy Bear Fair. Check us out.
There's another precautionary drinking water boil advisory in effect tonight for some customers of PG&W. This advisory affects customers in Scranton between North Main Avenue and Ferdinand Street, and it also affects homes and businesses along Route 6 in Dixon City and Blakely and the Einan section of Archbald, plus PG&W customers in Clark Summit and Chinchilla. That's an advisory, water boil advisory only. The utility says recent rains are stirring up the reservoirs, making the water dirty. And who knows, we might have more of the same thing in advisories after this weekend. Tom, what is this about rain coming again?
Yes, Nolan, I'm sorry to say it looks like more rain is in the forecast, but we do not expect any of those drenching downpours this weekend that we had earlier this week. Not as bad in the rainfall department, but lots of shades of gray overhead now, a few patches of blue, and if you're heading out to the Luzerne County Fair this evening, you won't need to take along an umbrella. Now, beginning tonight out in Center County, where there was plenty of sunshine today, Alan Thompson tells me 82 now in Howard. Audrey Hauer in Bloomsburg tells me 78 degrees and plenty of sunshine over Columbia County now. And Margaret Lutz in Slocum tells me some clouds and 70 in her backyard. Next, a view today of the fog this morning at the Dorrance exit off I-81 in Luzerne County. 73 out back, the humidity is 65%, the wind from the west at 4, and your barometer at home should read about 30.08 and holding steady. Topped off at 75 here today, 60, that low this morning, 34 degrees back in 1956 on this date, and 75, the high as well, 1 year ago today. Checking the Skywatch 16 Doppler radar, we expanded the range to 150 miles. Still, no rain being detected by the radar this evening. Checking the cloud photograph just in, now we had a little ripple of cold air move through in the upper atmosphere today, and that's what has triggered the clouds over just the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. Beautiful elsewhere, temperatures in the 80s out to the western counties of the state today. Over the next couple of hours, a high, which has been drifting over the state very weak, will begin to intensify just a bit, and that is going to help to set up a southeast wind from off the ocean as we head into tomorrow night and Saturday. And at the same time, more moist air will begin to blow in from the southwest at about 10,000 feet. And so higher humidities in the atmosphere as we go. And look out to the west, a band of showers crossing Illinois. And just bad timing on the part of nature. This line heading in for the weekend, it may not pass through the state until Sunday afternoon. And so we're going to have to go with a chance of rain on both Saturday and Sunday. But again, we don't expect any heavy amounts of rain this weekend. Here's the radar view. Notice the showers now, south and west of Pennsylvania, and it won't be long before they arrive here. More fog later on tonight as the skies begin to clear. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s across the area by dawn tomorrow, and the wind will be out of the east and light. Sunrise time tomorrow morning will be at 6:39, and it sets tomorrow at 7:20. So a clearing trend later on tonight, partly sunny for tomorrow, then clouding up, and I expect some rain anytime after 9 o'clock tomorrow night. A couple of light showers. Scattered showers on Saturday, not an all-day rain. Same thing for Sunday, low 70s this weekend, and cooler Monday.
Well, between tonight and tomorrow, looks pretty good for the Luzerne County Fair, right, Tom?
It could be a lot worse.
Sure. Okay. See you on the up.
Okay.
A retired couple from Snyder County and their son have won last night's Super 7 lottery. Daniel Wolf and his wife Lillian of Port Trevorton and their son Rodney from Berks County won more than $5 million. The other winning ticket for $5 million has not been claimed. Tim Carlson is coming up next with the Sports Watch tonight. One of the National League's top players will be missing an important series against the Mets. Plus, our first sports star of the school year.
Poseidon Pools has this region's largest display of beautiful spas. Spas for every taste, spas for every budget. That's why September is spa month at Poseidon Pools. In September, buy any spa and get free delivery, free cover, free pillow, free chemical kit, and free round-trip airfare for 2 to Hawaii. Free round-trip airfare for 2 to Hawaii. It's spa month at your spa center. Poseidon Pools. Stop in and save.
We make it. We sell it. Poseidon Pools. Think IGA today.
Back-to-school savings at IGA are as easy as ABC. Savings like a family pack of Tasty Cakes, only $1.29. Or wipe up those milk spills with brawny paper towels, 59 cents a roll. And catch the refreshing wave of Coca-Cola, 2-liter bottle, 99 cents. Today's lesson, when you want quality and low, low prices.
Think IGA today, 'cause we're thinking of you.
And Tim is ready. What's the top story tonight in sports, Tim?
About a Major League ball player who's a big gunner who's hurt. And not good for certain fans, but if you're a Mets fan, I know deep down inside you're going to be happy when I tell you about a player who's been injured on the first-place Cardinals. Come on, admit it, Met fans. You're happy about what happened to Cards first baseman Jack Clark in Montreal last night and the fact he won't play this weekend against the Mets at Shea. And here's what happened. In the 6th inning of the Cards' loss last night in Montreal, Clark sprains his ankle running out a ground ball, and he also falls on his left wrist on the play. Now, x-rays taken were negative on both the ankle and the wrist, but the Cards say Clark, who's hitting .288 with 35 homers and 106 RBIs, will be lost to the team for this weekend series against the Mets. The Mets just a game and a half back of the Cards in the NL East. I see you smiling there, Met fans. Just one daytime singles match at the U.S. Open Tennis Championships in New York today, and it ended up with the guy who should have won winning. Take a look at the quarterfinal match between number 2 Stefan Edberg of Sweden and unseeded Ramesh Krishnan of India. And I'll tell you, it was never close. Stefan took control, never let go, taking the match in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. No, I didn't stutter. That was the score, 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. Edberg's serve and volley was almost flawless as he moved into the semis to play the winner of tonight's Mechir-Wilander quarterfinal. And that's the only other match scheduled for today. Well, since the kids are back in school, it's time to once again start handing out our Sports Star of the Week awards. And the first Sports Star of this school year, as selected by our panel of sports broadcasters and writers from all over the 22-county Channel 16 viewing area, is the quarterback of Nanacoke High School in Luzerne County. Sports Watch 16's Tom Tidy tells us why Jim McDermott is a double threat behind center.
A scrambling quarterback is one that has to run. Nanacoke's Jim McDermott is a quarterback that wants to run. Last Friday, the Nanacoke senior scored 2 touchdowns in the season opener against Coughlin.
Jimmy is at his best when you cover his people or attack Jimmy, because now he is a runner. And there's not too many runners in the league better than Jimmy.
When my receivers are covered, I like to run the ball. I mean, some quarterbacks don't like to run the ball. They just like to sit back in the pocket and throw the ball. But me, I like to run and throw. It really doesn't matter.
Running wasn't the only thing Jim did well on Friday. He completed 17 passes for 200 yards. One of those passes went for 6 points. Jim also helped out defensively with an interception.
He's the general. People look up at him, and he's not the rah-rah type of person that's going to stand there and really yell and shout. But when he straps the helmet and the pads on, he's going to teach you by experience. And, you know, I'm glad I don't have to defend against him.
Jim, for getting the Nanacoke Trojans off to a great start for the 87 season, the WNEP-TV Sports Star of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sports Star voting this week, Rajib Ishmael Myers, Corey Jett of Williamsport, Bob Augusti of Marion Catholic, and teammate Eric Hackenberg, and Joe Emmerich of Bangor High School. Got some important news this afternoon from Penn State Assistant Sports Information Director Pete Kowalski, my good buddy. Pete says to tell the fans that the parking lots of Beaver Stadium will open for Saturday night's game with Alabama at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and the stadium gates will open at 6:30. Kickoff for the game is 8 o'clock. Bama coach Bill Curry will comment on the Bama-Penn State game tonight on the update at 11. Scranton over Messiah in soccer this afternoon, 2-1. And the NFL owners say they're going to play the regular season even if the players go on strike.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tim. When Newswatch 16 continues, we'll go live, hopefully, to the Luzerne County Fair and share the dream of a 16-year-old.
There's a new breed of cat in the office jungle. Smart, quick, responsive, friendly, and agile. A new breed of cat to help people be more productive and more satisfied in the office. Now, the Canon Cat is here, and your office will never be the same again. The Canon Cat, the world's first work processor. Available exclusively at GBM, where service makes the difference.
When the clock strikes, have their sick bed, turn to head for golden light. It's a good time for a great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight.
Starting this Friday, you can buy a McDonald's Big Mac sandwich for just 99 cents.
And finally tonight, the Luzerne County Fair is in full swing in the Back Mountain area. Newswatch 16's Dave Murphy says it's more than just fun. David is live at the fairgrounds. Dave?
Nolan, when you come to the Luzerne County Fair, you expect to see things like rides, games, entertainment. But as I found out this afternoon, the roots of the fair are really much different than that.
This is how the fair began, as an animal show 19 years ago. It takes muscle to do this job, especially when you're working with a stubborn cow. You have to pull your own weight. Of course, sometimes the weight pulls you. But a lot more goes into these heifers than simple hard work. Aside from all the grooming and, of course, the feeding, there's also a lot of heart involved. Tammy Sutton can tell you all about this life. She's been grooming and showing cows like Amber for 7 years.
Is this work to you?
Sometimes it is, like, you know, when you try to teach it how to lead and, you know, it won't lead for it, you know. But most of the time it's fun.
The animal tradition at the fair involves some people who've seen hard times. Tammy says there are several families in her part of Susquehanna County who've had to sell their farms. Hers is one of them. But luckily for Tammy, she still has Amber.
Thought, you know, if we sold the farm, I wouldn't be able to show anymore. But we kept a few heifers just so I could show.
A fair official told me this afternoon, Nolan, that the animals you just saw are really what the fair is all about. And he hopes very strongly that people like Tammy will continue to be able to come to the fair and participate. David Murphy live with the Instacam from Luzerne County Fairgrounds.
All right, David, thank you. You and, of course, tonight on Newswatch 16 Update at 11, we'll be telling you how some students around here are getting a breath of fresh air in their classroom. World News tonight is next, and what are we going to do on ABC? We're going to wrap up the Pope's arrival in the United States. For the team, including Karen, who has the day off, thanks for being with us. We'll see you on the update.